Hi everyone, it's Heidi from flutterbyheidi.wordpress.com, back again with another Ferrero Friday project, and this time it's a triple Ferrero tower, which is a fold out box. So I hope you can see that there. Let me just see if I can refocus that. Yep, so there you go. So it opens up, it stands up as well, and it's got a little lid on the top, and when you fold it up you just pop those down either side and tuck it in at the front, and then pop a belly band, or as I've done, a piece of the rope trim here around it, and there you go. Now when I made this sample we had the Candy Cane Lane Designer Series paper. That has now gone into the retired list, so to make the main one I thought I would do it using the Presents and Pine Cones DSP. So to start off with, you're going to need a piece of card. I can't even get my words out now, which is 6.5 by 7.5 inches, which is 11 point, which is, I can't remember, I'll put the sizes for centimetres on my blog, if I get a ruler, because I didn't write them down. Let's have a go. It is about 19 centimetres by 16.5 centimetres. Okay, right, now we've got the measurements, we're good to go. So you will need your trimmer, which is, I'm using the Stampin' Up trimmer, which is rather grubby, but I hope you can forgive me. Hopefully you won't see too much of my messy desk. Again, it's night time here because life's busy and I'm at work. So first of all, you're going to score the short edge, and this is this edge here. So you're going to score it to make the flap on the top, and you're going to score at 4.5 and at 6. Turn it to landscape. 4.5 and 6, that's 11.4 and 15.2 centimetres. Then you're going to score every 1.5 inches, which is just about every 3.8 centimetres. So at 3.8, that's 1.5. At 7.6, which is 3. At 4.5, which is 11.4. And at 6 inches, which is 15.2. Okay. So that's all you're going to need your trimmer for. We're now going to make the outer box up. So you're going to fold and burnish. Really important that you get some nice sharp creases on these. Okay, so having folded and burnished, we're then going to trim away some of the excess pieces of card. And you'll see on this one that I've done it so that you're cutting away these here, but leaving a little bit of the tab on either side. So what I find it easiest to do is cut down on here, and you could obviously score that first if you wanted to, but you know, you can just eyeball it, and then you're just going to cut away these extra corners. I'm using the mint macaron cardstock here, and so because I'm going to use the Presents and Pine Cones DSP, and those are the colours that are in that. So having trimmed those away, what you then need to do is just notch out and trim away those extra tabs in the corner. Okay, so that's our basic outer box. You're then going to decorate it while it's before we put anything else on, with some panels, and I've used the Emerald Envy and the Presents and Pine Cones DSP, and I've cut 4 panels which are 1 3/8 by 4 3/8, which is 3.5 by 11.1, and then 4 panels of DSP on the front which are 1 1/4 by 4 1/4, so that's 3.2 by 10.8. And all I'm going to do is just literally run my fuse down the back of those and put those panels on. And again, it's up to you, but I haven't decorated this panel that tucks in. It would make it a little bit bulky if you're not careful, so when you're decorating, it's those 4 panels the one underneath the lid and the 3 to the right that you're going to be doing. Only I've cut it differently. Okay. Oh well, it doesn't make much difference. Oh, isn't that always the way? It's back to front from where I was doing it. Okay. Just goes to show, you see, when you're doing these things, you can make them any way around. All that will happen is it'll just wrap around the other way. And again, while it's flat, it's a good opportunity to add your decoration. So in keeping with the presents and pine cones, what I shall do is I shall put some decoration on the front here. So that's this panel here. And I've just cut a couple of sprigs from just Whisper White cardstock there, and a couple of pine cones as well. And so I'm going to add a bit of glue to those and put them to one side to dry while we're doing the rest of it. So okay, you could obviously use the fine tip glue for this if you wanted to, and you could also use the Tombow as I did in one of my other videos. You could use the Tombow with a sponge, and then you just dab it on a silicone sheet. These ones are easier to adhere because they've got those kind of larger, sort of almost like mistletoe leaves there. I'm just making a little sprig, and what I do is when I die cut, I always die cut a couple of extras. So these are actually some I'd already got die cut from another project. So all I needed to do was just pop this on like so. And there's our decoration. So I'm going to pop that to one side. That's ready for a little bit later. And now we're going to make the boxes to hold the Ferrero Rocher. So you're going to need your envelope punch board, and you need three pieces of card that are 4 3/4 by 4 3/4, which is 12.1 by 12.1. And all you're going to do is take your scoring tool out of the end, and you're going to punch and score at 1 3/8, which is 36 millimeters. Punch and score. Move it along to 3 3/8, which is 85 millimeters. Punch and score, and then you just repeat that on all 4 sides. So you can line up, or you can measure it, either or, because it's a square. It'll line up anyway. So you're lining that up against the little point there. It's a little bit in the dark. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's, so if you punch and score at 1 3/8 on all 4 sides, that'll make a nice box. And for those of you who've done some of my other projects, we use these sizings for the little individual Lego boxes that we made. So it's exactly the same, because obviously Ferrero's haven't changed size. So obviously you're going to do 3 of those, and once you've done them, just fold and burnish those score lines like so, and like so. And then all you're going to do is come in and you're just going to cut down there and notch. Turn it and do the same again. So cut down the score line to the middle and cut a slight notch. And repeat again. So, and you'll be pleased to know that I've already done the others, so you're not going to have to sit and watch me do this 3 times. So you can pop me on pause while you go away and do it yourself. So there you go. So that's our basic box ready to make, and all I do is I come round with my fuse, and I'm going down the side where the cut is, just there. And I'm putting a little bit of glue on the tab as well. So literally pop it there and on the tab. And again, And obviously you could round those corners, and you would normally, but because it's tucked into quite a small box, you don't see those, so it really, I don't think it's necessary. And then all you do is fold those tabs in and line up with that edge. So line your straight edge up, and as we've done before, just with this last one, just keep the tabs out of the way. Okay. And like so. Okay, and once you've done that, so you just fold those in. Again, a bit of a burnish with your bone folder, and there's your little box. So having made, as I said, 3 of those, the next thing you're going to do is actually arrange them on the inside of your your stack. So what I've done is I put the one where the lid is to balance it on the bottom, the next one goes in the middle, and the next one goes up at the top. And you'll see there is enough of a gap between those to actually keep them spaced well apart. And this is an occasion where I'm actually going to use red tape on those rather than fuse, because obviously you need to get a good bond, and it would be a bit tricky with a 3-dimensional shape to I find anyway, to add the fuse. I mean, it is possible to do, but when I tried it before, I kind of got in a bit of a mess. So although this is a nightmare to use on camera, because you can guarantee, as I am putting this on, it's going to decide not to play game, and I won't be able to get the lining off, but we'll give it a go. So, red tape on. If you're stuck to getting this off, a good old pokey tool, you know, the piercer, and off comes the tape. Okay. So I'm just going to do all 3 of these while I've got my piercing tool out. So this is pretty much the last of our Christmas projects, really, because I think next week we're all going to be a little bit too busy to be making Christmas projects. However, you know, we'll be on to some fabulous new products as well soon. But the great thing is, you know, you can get these ready and you can decorate in all sorts of ways for any time of year, really. So having made those, if you can see that, I'm just lining that up with the bottom. The next one, make sure you've got it at the top. And again, I'm just hopefully not getting my head too much of a headshot in there. I'm lining that up with the back, and then the final one. And I've just got slightly more of a gap at the top there. That's just to help with the tabs going in. And then quite simply, all you're going to do is fold that up, wrap it round, and in goes our lid. And as I said before, those go either side of the little box at the top, and then that goes in. So all that's left is to decorate the very top now. So I've got a single piece of card, which is card is 1 3/8 by 1 3/8, 3.5 by 3.5, DSP 1 1/4 by 1 1/4, and I'm going to come in with my hole punch and just eyeball the centre there. And I've got some of this lovely taffeta ribbon. I'm just going to snip some of that there, and I'm going to use a length to tie it round as well. So I'm just going to kind of measure a length of that. And then all we do is fold that in half and poke that through, like so. Take off the red tape. There we go. And just twist that till it's flat on either side. And then just adhere that down. Okay. And then we're just going to come in with some dimensionals. You could obviously use the straight edge, the sticky strips if you wanted to, I'm going to use the trimmings from the outside, because obviously it's going to get a little bit of, you want to get a bit of support around that outside edge. So I'm just coming in here. Okay, like so. Then remove our tape. That's going to pop onto our lids. That's like our layered lid box that we did previously, just on the top there. 1 length of ribbon. There we go. It is one triple Ferrero tower ready to gift or adorn your table. And as I said, if you're lucky enough to still have some of the candy cane laying, then you could make one like this instead. So there you go, 2 triple towers, 6 Ferreros ready for gifting or for eating. Thanks for watching. Come back and see me again soon. Bye for now.